como con el ecosistema local, como con el ecosistema internacional. Así es que esta actividad claramente suma a esos objetivos y como parte de una de las actividades del programa es que estamos reunidos hoy acá en la gira virtual a Israel, en donde tenemos como objetivo fortalecer, ¿cierto?, el ecosistema de innovación regional, conocer y aprender, ¿cierto?, las mejores prácticas que ha llevado a Israel a ser una referencia mundial en innovación directamente desde algunos de sus principales protagonistas que permiten a los participantes del programa Empresas para la Ciudad conocer. Hoy vamos a ver, ahí tenemos distintas empresas del ecosistema israelí y tenemos también una speaker principal que nos va a entregar directamente está vinculada con el municipio de Tel Aviv, así es que vamos a conocer distintas experiencias, vamos a finalizar, vamos a tener networking también, así es que la verdad es que se viene muy, muy interesante la agenda de hoy. Yo sé que varios acá, bueno, los conectados, incluyéndonos nosotros el equipo, no todos somos así 100% bilingües, así es que no se preocupen por eso desde ya porque tenemos configurada la opción para que se puedan activar la traducción de subtítulos, así que quédense tranquilos por ese lado, que todos vamos a poder entendernos y creo que es parte de la inclusión digital. Estuve ahí entre las muchas cosas que estuvimos leyendo, ¿cierto? Romper esa barrera de los idiomas en las reuniones y estamos aquí conectados de distintas partes del mundo y nos vamos a poder entender sin problema. ¿Qué esperamos que ocurra en la jornada del día de hoy? Es que claramente se genere esta vinculación entre los emprendedores de ambos países, que haya una transferencia tecnológica de las empresas israelitas en los rubros de Smart City, que se conozcan los ejes traccionantes del modelo israelí Startup Nation, que se genere también motivación, ¿cierto?, por parte acá de todo el ecosistema emprendedor en Chile, a partir de los casos de éxitos que vamos a conocer y de las aplicaciones que tiene el ecosistema israelí también, y que haya networking, ¿cierto?, porque es importante y uno de los objetivos del programa, lo reitero, es que los emprendedores puedan vincularse para poder promover el desarrollo, ¿cierto?, redes de colaboración entre ambos ecosistemas. ¿Cuál es un poco la agenda de lo que vamos a revisar hoy? Bueno, estábamos acá en la bienvenida, ¿cierto?, la presentación de todo lo que va a ser la misión. Y antes de iniciar, ya como dueña de casa, quisiera pedirle a Solange Redondo, ustedes saben que es nuestra presidenta de Smart City, que nos entregue una palabra de bienvenida para ya partir esta jornada con todo. Así que, Sol, si nos regalas unas palabras.
Hola, hola a todos. Muchísimas gracias a nuestros emprendedores y emprendedoras primero que nos acompañan. Y nada, para dar tiempo a lo que importa, que es el contenido, es aprender, solo quiero darles las gracias al equipo, ¿no es cierto?, del equipo comercial de la Embajada, Valentina y Lior, ¿verdad?, por permitirnos este espacio de colaboración. No tenemos duda que Israel no es uno de los ecosistemas más innovadores del mundo y por eso, ¿verdad?, generar esta instancia, la región de los lagos, como muchas regiones en Chile, es una región llena de oportunidades, con desafíos urbanos en ámbitos de gestión hídrica, eficiencia energética. Es la puerta a la Patagonia, ¿no? Un lugar maravilloso que desde ya a los que están fuera de Chile les invito que en algún minuto pongan, ¿no es cierto?, en su to-do, visitar. Y nada, esperar que esta instancia que organizamos desde Tu Smart City, cuyo uno de nuestros pilares de trabajo es la vinculación, es el ecosistema, es compartir prácticas, sea muy valiosa para que podamos empujar las transformaciones urbanas, podamos empujar las mejoras que requieren las ciudades y los territorios, y algo que nos importa mucho y lo creemos realmente, mejorar la calidad de vida de chilenos y chilenas, independiente de la región o la comuna donde vivan. Así que nada, bienvenidos, bienvenidas, que sea una exitosa jornada de aprendizaje para todos, porque yo por lo menos creo que voy a aprender muchísimo el día de hoy. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Sol. Y tenemos ahí, por mientras en camino, pero me comentó que partiéramos nomás y que se sumaba y nos entregabas unas palabras en el break. Em, Rodrigo Sala, que es el ejecutivo de negocios de la Dirección Regional de Corfo Los Lagos, así que en cualquier minuto, ahí obviamente entre medio no vamos a interrumpir a nadie, Rodrigo nos entregará sus palabras, pero de todas maneras queremos invitar también a Lior Spindel, agregado comercial de la Misión Económica de Israel en Chile, a que también nos entregue unas palabras de bienvenida y que nos permitan iniciar la jornada.
Gracias, Paula. Muy, muy buenos días a todos los presentes, autoridades, especialistas, representantes del Do Smart City y empresas asistentes a este seminario. Primero, quiero agradecer a los excelentes socios en este evento, Rodrigo Salas, ejecutivo de negocios de la Dirección Regional Corfo Los Lagos, Solange Arredondo, fundadora y presidenta en Fundación Do Smart City. Nuestro keynote speaker de hoy, Liat Shaham, Head of BizDev en City Zone. Y bueno, con su permiso diré algunas palabras en inglés. It will be más rápido. Bueno, our work in the Israeli Economic Mission in Chile is to identify win-win opportunities in order to encourage collaboration in innovation and technology between the industries of Chile and Israel. We promote the bilateral economic and commercial ties through the formation of business delegations, conferences, webinars like today, and scouting services. Now, Chile and Israel share common challenges such as water scarcity, pollution, global warming, and clearly both countries need greener energy, smarter agriculture, better use of water reservoirs, cleaner industry, and sustainable cities. The development of smart cities is one of the most important steps towards achieving these goals of sustainability and improving our quality of life. The concept of smart city puts the citizens at the centers because they are the end users. The needs of the smart city serve the needs of its residents. The smart city improves the means of communication, strengthens the relationship between the municipality and its residents. The smart city also improves transportation systems, as well as water, energy, and waste management systems in order to reduce pollution. It is also improve security in the city through smart cameras, for example, and emergency management systems. Just a few months ago, I visited the region of Los Lagos, Puerto Montt, Puerto Varas, and other areas, and I was very impressed by the beautiful cities and the very advanced industry of Los Lagos. So I would like to congratulate the region on the investment on this important issue of smart cities, which will certainly lead to a better sustainability and adaptation to the challenges of the future. And I would like to conclude my remarks with a big thank you to Gira of the Israeli Export Institute, who works together with us in order to connect the industries of Chile and Israel. And another big thank you to the Israeli companies that will present today, Tupaya, Rad, Give Solutions, and ITC. All of them bring advanced models and great technology in order to improve the quality of our life. So I wish to finish here and wish you all an interesting and fruitful event. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Lior, por tus palabras. Solo para complementar y para facilitar el entendimiento de todos, ahí lo pasó ahorita por el chat, pero todos acá tienen acceso. Abajo hay un botón que dice subtítulos. Cuando ustedes lo pinchan, seleccionan idioma hablado inglés y dice traducir a español y automáticamente le van a aparecer abajo los subtítulos cuando alguien esté hablando en inglés para que los subtítulos nos aparezcan en español. Y así también para nuestros speakers en israelí lo pueden activar de igual forma con el idioma hablado también español para que pueda traducirse en inglés. Justo aquí cuando estaba Lior ya llegó nuestro representante de Corfo, Rodrigo Salas, ejecutivo de negocios de la Dirección Regional Corfo Los Lagos. Así es que, Rodrigo, estábamos justamente en las palabras de bienvenida, así que quisiéramos escucharte también para que podamos partir con toda esta jornada.
Hola, buenos días a todos. Gracias,
Ahí
Paula.
está.
¿Se escucha, no?
Se escucha muy bien, sí.
Sí, bueno, solamente agradecer a todos ustedes, los presentes, en especial a los representantes de la Embajada de Israel y bueno, todos los que de alguna manera están propiciando el desarrollo de este evento. Yo básicamente quiero decirles que para nosotros, para la Corfo y en particular también para la región de los lagos, es tremendamente importante estas instancias de colaboración en el sentido de que, en definitiva, si nosotros somos capaces de alguna manera de ir generando y complementando este tipo de relaciones, con experiencias en este caso de Israel, en donde sabemos que van a la vanguardia en muchos aspectos, sobre todo en temas de investigación, en desarrollo, innovación, creemos que efectivamente podemos ir generando instancias, no solo de participación, sino que también de crecimiento en los distintos territorios de nuestro país y obviamente en particular de lo que es la región de los lagos, que hoy día la verdad que nos tocó un día bastante lluvioso, así que ya el otoño ya ha llegado por estos lados. Así que sin más, para no retrasar en lo que es el programa y las actividades que estaban propuestas, muchas gracias por la participación y bueno, esperemos seguir generando esta instancia de participación y que finalmente pudiésemos generar estos nexos y estos lazos para también en beneficio de nuestras empresas en los distintos territorios. Eso, que tengan muy buenos días y una muy buena jornada.
Muchísimas gracias, Rodrigo, por tus palabras. Aquí ya estamos todos motivadísimos y conectados. Y para finalizar ya esta introducción, no quería dejar de solicitarle a Chiri Ram, que es Head of Mobile en Smart City Ecosystem, que nos pueda entregar unas palabras también para poder partir esta jornada. Chiri es parte de la Israel Export Institute, así es que Chiri, te escuchamos ansiosos. Adelante.
Thank you very much, Paula. Thank you, Du, and thank you, Lior and Valentina, for hosting this wonderful event and a great opportunity to the Israeli companies to present their technology. Lior, I would like to add one more challenge that is common to both countries, and this is the fact that both countries didn't make it this year to the Mondial. But I believe Chile has a better chance in this case than Israel to the next one. But back to smart cities and what we do here. I'm the head of mobile, smart city, and smart mobility sectors in the Israeli Export Institute. We work hand in hand as best partners with the Israeli economy missions, trade and economy missions around the world, while we actually be in contact with all the local industry, the local companies, know how to present them to our partners in the world, and then work closely with Lior and Valentina to reach out to all the wonderful opportunities in the foreign markets. So we are happy to bring just a glimpse of the great technologies that we have here in Israel in the sector of smart cities and smart mobility, and we would like more than to just welcome you to come with delegations, with representatives from several cities to visit us here in Israel in the next phase. So thank you very much for the opportunity again, and welcome everyone.
Muchísimas gracias, Chiri. Ya estamos con esta presentación, estamos listos para iniciar. Y solo les quería compartir, antes de partir el programa. Ay, perdón, me devuelvo. Ahí sí, solo les quería compartir el programa para que más o menos tengamos en contexto lo que va a ir sucediendo el día de hoy, pero vamos a dar inicio ya a la primera parte, ¿cierto? Con nuestra speaker principal, ¿cierto? Que nos va a hablar aquí unos minutos. Y posteriormente vamos a pasar a la presentación de las empresas israelí, en el orden que acá está, que ya estamos todos al tanto de aquello. Vamos a tener un pequeño break y vamos a retornar con un networking en grupos pequeños. Vamos a habilitar distintas salas. En cada sala va a estar una de las empresas del ecosistema israelí y ustedes, todos los emprendedores, van a poder irse cambiando, saludando, conociendo, haciendo networking aquí con estas empresas. Así es que en las salas de grupos pequeños, tanto como acá en la sala principal, les recuerdo que ustedes pueden activar la opción de subtítulo, simplemente los van sacando cuando alguien está hablando en español, pero los configuran y los van activando. Así que cualquier inconveniente, cualquier duda, estamos acá, el equipo de Tu Smart City conectado en todo momento, así es que nos pueden decir y nosotros felices los ayudamos. Así es que ya para estar partiendo, los dejo, quisiera dejarlo cierto con Liat Chaham. Ella es Head of Business Development and Partnership en CityZone. CityZone es una incubadora, perdón, para startups de Smart City que está conectada con la Municipalidad de Tel Aviv. Ellos realizan pilotos para la Municipalidad de Tel Aviv, por lo tanto conocen perfectamente todo el ecosistema de Smart City en Israel, especialmente en Tel Aviv, una ciudad que es muy desarrollada en Israel. Así es que quisiera dejarlos con ustedes acá con Liat Chaham, quien nos va a tener el tema principal, Municipal Open Innovation Tel Aviv City Zone. Adelante, Liat.
Muchas gracias a todas y a todas. Es un placer estar aquí. Soy hoy la directora de Desarrollo de Negocios en CityZone, pero en mi antecedente fue una compañera del señor Lior Spindel y trabajé también en el Ministerio de Economía e Industria israelí. Y fue la directora de dos misiones comerciales, uno en México y uno en España, y de aquí es mi español. Pero creo que como Lior, en el caso de Lior, hablo más rápidamente y sin errores en inglés, entonces mi presentación va a estar en inglés. Es un placer estar aquí y sin más voy a pasar a mi presentación. Okay. Entonces somos CityZone, en inglés. We're in CityZone. CityZone is the urban tech hub and open innovation arm of the city of Tel Aviv-Yafo. And I'm just going to show you a small video presentation that in 2 minutes will give you a feeling of what is CityZone. So Citizen is an open innovation arm of the city of Tel Aviv-Yafo in adopting smart city technology, and I'll explain about that in a second. If we go back to the first slide before, if you can see the logos, we are an entity that was formed just 4 years ago by the municipality of Tel Aviv-Yafo, the University of Tel Aviv, and an area within Tel Aviv, a small business area called the Atidim Park Tel Aviv. It's a physical area which has some unique characteristics. One of it is it's considered a logistical area. Another is that it's co-owned by the city of Tel Aviv, hence the city has access to the area. And the fact that it's a logistical area means that we can easily decide on installing things in the area. So going back to what you see, so we use this area as an urban sandbox or a living lab, which is something very important for a city, because the city wants to test things in an area that is alive, that really has some use cases of the city, but in an easy way to do it, okay? So the fact that we are part of the city of Tel Aviv, co-owned by the city of Tel Aviv on the one side, but we are in a living area on the other side, makes it a real living area to try different kind of technologies and solutions, not just for citizens, but the entire city of Tel Aviv. They use this area to do some experiments, okay? And for example, as you can see, we have an installation of LoRa antenna, which is a narrow band internet connection or intranet connection for IoT. We have a center of energy that we can try things. We have a hospital here. We have a bus terminal here. We have parking. We have roads. So there are different kinds of real use cases, and the city has access to them because it's co-owned by the city. And also Citizen has access because we are inside this park. So the three actors that I just mentioned, the city of Tel Aviv, and the university and the Atidim, they came together and thought we need to do something to give back to society. The Atidim Park itself is co-owned by the city of Tel Aviv and the University of Tel Aviv, and it's a for-profit company that manages real estate, but they thought together, okay, what can we do to give back to society that has relevance to all of us, all three entities? And they came up with a program to help incorporate smart city technology into the city and working with startups to do it. When we say open innovation, okay, open innovation meaning to adopt innovation from the outside. The city of Tel Aviv has itself a big software development arm, and some things they develop on their own. But if they decide that they don't want to develop it on their own, and if they say that there's nothing off the shelf that they can buy, just regularly buy, they think maybe it's worth the effort to test new things and to try new things. And so they look for outside technology, and they know that startups are agile, and Israel is considered the startup nation, okay? And in Tel Aviv, most of the startups are living in the Tel Aviv area. So Tel Aviv thought, okay, let's utilize our advantages, which is having a lot of technology around, a lot of startups that are doing agile innovation, meaning rapid innovation, and try to see what we can adopt. So why is it a good also deal for the startup? It's a good deal for the startup because, first of all, as we said, we're not for profit program. That means that we don't take anything from the startup, okay? We don't take equity, we don't take anything. And what we give them, as I said, access to the sandbox, so they can very easily just come and test their technology. They don't need a lot of bureaucracy, of citizen objections, of legal issues. All they need is the approval of the manager of the Atidim Park. And so this promotes agile development of technology because it can be tested much more rapidly. So this is one thing that the startups get. They also get subsidized office space because we're trying to facilitate these startups. They don't have a lot of money in the initial stages, so we give them office space in Atidim, inside City Zone, to sit with us, so we can help them in a reduced, so they get the office in a reduced amount of money. They get assistance from the academy, from Tel Aviv University, because we are also co-founded by the Tel Aviv University, so that we engage with the university to see if we can collaborate with different programs of the university, if different researchers of the university. So this is also help that we give them. We help them by collaborating with different corporates that are relevant to smart city. And when I say smart city, basically a city is a small country, like you know as well, if you're running a city. So it basically is everything. It could be education, and it could be security, and it could be mobility, and it could be infrastructure, and it could be environment, and it could be energy. Everything to do with the day-to-day lives of the people of the city that basically is almost everything. Okay, so these are the technologies that we look for. One of the technologies that we're one of the use cases we're dealing with it a lot is mobility. The city of Tel Aviv, I don't know how much of you know the city of Tel Aviv. It's very central and it's very crowded. People come in and out. It's the business center of Israel. Basically, people come in and out daily, and the traffic here during the day is very, very serious, very heavy. And so one of the main preoccupations of the city of Tel Aviv is how we solve the traffic problems and how we solve the pollution problems that are the result of all the traffic. So mobility is part of the issues of Tel Aviv-Yafo. And for example, City Zone, we collaborate with actors in the private sectors as well that could also give additional assistance to the startups and could collaborate with us in finding solutions that are in the intersection between the car or the vehicle and the infrastructure, which is the city. So in the case that you see, for example, in Hyundai is a partner of us. Last year and this year, we collaborated with them. We did some calls for proposals for solutions that are different solutions for solving problems that are between the intersection of the infrastructure and the car and the vehicle, like problems with charging, for example, and like the communication between the vehicle and the infrastructure, and several other solutions that we were looking for together, and we're still testing them. So this is one thing, another thing that we give the startups. But the main thing that we give the startups is Tel Aviv-Yafo, the city of Tel Aviv-Yafo, as a design partner. And this is, I think, the most unique thing that our program gives, and our model, okay, gives the smart city open innovation model that we operate, gives the startup, it gives the city as a design partner. Every startup, every new business that comes up, they need to see that the market needs the solution that they are developing and they are building it correctly for the needs of the market. In turn, in the case of smart cities, the market is cities, is you guys, but it's very hard for any startup, which is a very small company of few people, to engage with a big entity and tell them, listen, check my solution, look if you like it, give me feedback. A regular big entity doesn't have the time and the availability to say, okay, let's sit with a small startup and give him some feedback about his solution. In the case of CityZone, in the case of this program, what was decided is that if the solution is interested enough for the city of Tel Aviv, the city will find the relevant stakeholder within the municipality, and they will tell the stakeholder to engage with the startup in order to find to fine-tune their solution to the needs of the city. Because if the city, why would the city want it? Because they couldn't develop it on their own. They didn't find a solution off the shelf. So they think, okay, this is this way. Maybe I invest a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, I'll get a product that fits my needs. And at the end of the day, the startup will get a product market fit, which means he'll get validation from his market, the city, that the product is really interesting, and not just that, he will find the way to adopt it correctly so the client would be able to adopt it in terms of business model and a lot of other things that is not purely the solution itself, but all the mechanism around it. So the city gives the right stakeholder the professional stakeholder, and also it gives the technical enabler from the city to be able to connect the system, to define it correctly in terms of the electronics and the technology needed. And so together they embark on this. We embark on this adventure. Each startup stays with us at least a year, if not more, because as you know, progressing and doing pilots in the city is not that easy. There's a lot of stakeholders in the city, needs authorization. So the first step, we do it more agilely in the sandbox, but then you need to go to the city itself, and then there's different stages. So basically, it's more than a year. And at the end of the process, the startup has a technology that fits a need of a real city, and the city can choose to adopt this solution and have a solution that they wanted and they tailored. So this is the win-win. This is what we give the city of Tel Aviv. And another thing we do is we connect cities with Tel Aviv, and we connect cities with the startups. So this is another part of the engagement. The network, what we're doing here today, is also a call for you guys. If you're interested in what you've seen, if you want to engage with us, you're more than welcome. And last but not least, some numbers. We've been around for 4 years. We've tested, I think by now, over 500 companies, different companies. We've chosen only 27 to work with. We currently have over 15 active pilots going on in different stages in the city of Tel Aviv. The types of technologies, I cannot go into all of them, but there are, for example, I'll just give you some examples. I just want to say that 2 of our portfolio countries are presenting here next after me, which is Tupaya and ITC. So I'll let them explain what they do, but they do really cool things. We have, for example, a company called Telecom that enables video over a regular cellular network. That means the city can be a smart city or a safe city with cameras without the need of fiber optics. We have Rad Green, which measures accurately the quality of the air with very, very small devices, very almost, let's say, consumer type devices, but that they can be used outside the city, and they replace the big containers that usually measure the quality of the air, and they're very scarce because they're very expensive and very big, and this can be done all over the city very easily. We have Raise It, for example, that does citizen engagement and enables the city to ask the citizens for their opinions and get them to be more engaged in different topics. We have Safe App, which makes women feel more secure. It's an app that basically connects women to help, like women guardians, to help a woman that feels a bit unsafe in the street. Maybe she doesn't know any concrete danger, but she feels unsafe. So she calls these through the apps. She called the guardians, and they escort her over the phone, and they create kind of safe communities. They created a safe community in Tel Aviv, and they're doing it in other places in the world. And there are other examples. I won't go into all of them, but if you're interested, you can go into our website, which is www.city-zone.co, and like my email, and you can, of course, be in contact. I welcome you to be in contact, and thank you for the opportunity, and it's a pleasure again to be here.
Muchísimas gracias, Liat. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros esta mañana y porque claro, tenemos horarios contrarios, por acá es mañana, pero muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos y entregarnos y presentarnos a ti ahí todo el trabajo que realizan. Vamos a continuación a iniciar la presentación, ¿cierto?, de las empresas israelí, y el primero que inicia es la empresa RAP. Vi que está ahí conectado Bjorn. Si nos puedes escuchar, Bjorn, y si quieres ya puedes comenzar ahí a encender tu cámara, a activar tu presentación. Así que adelante, Bjorn.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. So, it's my turn, I understand.
Yes, Bjorn, please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm not so good in Spanish or this language, so I will presentation. Yes, you can see it. Okay, so if you can see the presentation, everything is okay. So my name is Bjorn Gira, working for RAD, and just want to give a small introduction to RAD before I present the solution. And so RAD is quite a long time in the industry. So I started in 81, and we are kind of known as an innovative company in Israel. And RAD have actually started up around 30 companies during the lifetime. So we have a lot of, we are the mother company of a range of some companies.
Sorry, Bjorn.
Yes.
TV, you're muted.
Any question?
I think maybe she wanted to say something about the
Yeah, I would like to say that your voice is a little bit broken. Can you check your mic?
Okay, is it better?
It is better now. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And so, as you can see, we have a lot of devices installed during the lifetime, 17 million. We are in more than 150 countries currently, representative, salespeople, offices, and so on. We have a lot of partners around the world with the installation of solutions. Plenty of customers all over, service providers and private entities and so on. And we are part of this RAD group, quite a big company. This is just to tell you the basic figures about RAD. And so the solutions that we are providing to the market is one is internet access. Many customers around the world, when they access the internet and access going to communication all over, is using RAD to communicate. Many don't know it, but it is there behind the scene. So So it's giving access, we are an access company, so we are giving access from the customer location to the service providers, and then they give you the internet. So we are there. And the other thing we do is then industrial IoT solutions. And there I will speak a little more about that in this session. And other solution we do is provide mission critical networks for power utilities, water utilities, and so on. And so these are the three segments. So we'll move over to our industrial IoT. So we are working in many verticals in industrial IoT. So to give you a view of what we are working with, is we are working with power utilities and helping them to manage all their power equipment, oil and gas sector. We work with water utilities. We have excellent with different installations in factories, industry, connected industry, we call it, in the health sector, and then safe city, smart city with implementations. I will give you examples.
Bjorn?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I think that your microphone is not working very well again. We're kind of losing you, and also for the translation. So maybe we can try now.
I will see if I can connect it. I usually don't have problem with it, so maybe I need
Sorry to interrupt you. Maybe you can, your computer does not come with an integrated microphone? Maybe that can work better?
No, my microphone is integrated, so maybe I need to disconnect and connect again if it's not good.
Paula, ¿qué hacemos? Me pregunta si es que se conecta y desconecta de nuevo.
Sí, si quieres puedes salir y volver a entrar, lo esperamos, así lo escuchamos bien.
So Bjorn, if you want, you can try again. We can wait for you.
Okay, because otherwise I can disconnect and have another session and I can connect.
Okay.
Another solution. If it is very bad. I don't want to speak to you and you don't hear me. Okay.
Yes, no, it's hard to hear right now. So we can wait for you, and while you find a solution for the microphone issue.
Okay.
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 Thank you, Bjorn. And apologies.
Hi.
Bye. So Bjorn is going to try to find a solution for his microphone. Bjorn va a buscar una solución para su micrófono y vuelve. Yeah, so he will be back and he will present again. Okay. We are a little bit ahead of time, so it's no problem. Estamos un poquito adelantados de tiempo, así que no hay problema. Okay.
Sí, le damos unos minutos a Bjorn, si bien estaba saliendo la transcripción en el subtítulo, a veces igual se cortaba, así que mejor nos demos la pausa que estamos viendo en minutos y retomamos.
Perdón, quería utilizar el tiempo, no sé si alguien quiere preguntar algo, porque no di ningún tiempo para hacer preguntas, no sé si alguien quiere preguntar algo.
Muy buena iniciativa, Liat. Aquí, vamos.
Tenemos preguntas.
Adelante, ahí tenemos una manito levantada.
Hello. My English is very bad.
En español está bien.
En español
ya, perfecto.
En español
Mejor. Ya. Bueno, yo soy Patricia, soy CEO, fundadora de Muestra tu Seña, que es una aula virtual inclusiva del sistema Braille, que es a nivel internacional, de todos los países, y de lengua de señas chilena de mi país. pero también podemos llegar a lengua de señas a Israel. Entonces mi pregunta es, como nosotros somos una aula virtual inclusiva en Israel, ¿hay personas con problemas de audición, problemas que sean personas ciegas? Porque nosotros queremos tener productos para ellos, productos inclusivos, y también llegar con el braille a Israel y también la lengua de señas en Israel, porque nosotros yo hice un software que este software permite sacar sonido de voz a las personas. Yo soy programadora de páginas web y nosotros todavía no lo lanzamos a Chile, estamos todavía paqueteándolo y en 2 meses más lo vamos a lanzar en Chile para ayudar a las madres y hijos de niños ciegos y niños sordos para que ellos saquen sonido. Nosotros estamos haciendo escribir a personas ciegas como si vieran y personas sordas que sacan voz porque no son mudas. Entonces, nosotros queremos llevarlo esto a Israel. ¿Hay alguna posibilidad de ver de que ustedes también puedan de alguna manera acoger este proyecto innovador, un impacto social y sobre todo que vamos a solucionar el problema de tantas madres que tienen de comunicación con sus hijos y vamos a darles las herramientas también a los colegios y universidades para que reciban y acojan a estas personas con capacidades diferentes? Gracias.
Gracias a ti. Pues es muy interesante. Es muy interesante. De hecho, es un poco fuera de lo que hacemos normalmente en nuestro programa regular de innovación abierta, pero de hecho, hoy hemos lanzado hicimos una convocatoria y algo para Europa e Israel, y una convocatoria de movilidad inclusiva, y uno de los startups que está en nuestro programa es un tipo de programa de aceleración, y uno de nuestros startups, de hecho, yo creo que puede ser un interesante socio para vosotros, que se llama Sign Now. Puedes ver su sitio web si quieres, y yo creo que sí. Entonces, si quieres, te pongo en contacto con el fundador, y de ahí ves si se encaja, ¿ok?
Gracias, Lía. Si quieres, nos puedes compartir por el chat, nos puedes escribir bien el nombre,
Ok,
así
sí,
no,
ok.
no hay ningún error y lo puedan contactar. Muchísimas gracias.
Okay.
No sé si
¿Otra
está
pregunta?
Bjorn de vuelta, parece que no, así es que si hay, exacto, como decía Lía, otra pregunta, bienvenida.
O avanzar a la siguiente presentación y luego retomar desde el principio con la anterior, no sé.
¿Cómo lo ves, Vale, de factibilidad? Teníamos a Give Solution.
Sí, Meir, if you're here, can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Meir, would you like to present next, if that's okay with you? Since we're
Thank
waiting
you.
for Pat.
We can do that happily.
Perfect.
Let me share my screen. And can you see my screen? Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
So first of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to have and having this session. I think it's a wonderful thing. Until few minutes ago, my Latin America business manager was connected, Pablo Israelson. He's Argentinian and a Spanish speaker, so don't worry, the people from Chile, about my accent and my English. We have native Spanish speakers and available at Argentina, at South America, to move forward fast in cooperation. So
Can you put your presentation in full screen, please? Perfect.
yes.
Thank you.
So you see my screen, right?
Yes, perfectly.
So, okay. This is something that we'll put somewhere. How do I move that? I don't know. How do I move it from here?
You can click on the slide.
On the slide, no, it doesn't move from some reason.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
Yeah, now we're
it's stuck in the middle. Someone can I don't know what to do with that, but let's try to put it down.
But we're watching a slide with a video right now. Is that what you wanted to show?
Yes, I want, but I'm stuck with this one. Okay, so GIV Solutions. I'll talk about the company in 3 minutes. When we construct cities or infrastructure, start usually from the soil. So there is an artist, an international artist called Ilana Yahav.
מאיר, אנחנו רואים את הוידאו עכשיו.
Makes art from sand. Can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me, please?
Can you lower the sound of the video, please? Perfect.
Sorry?
That's perfect. If you can lower the sound of the video.
Yes. So now you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to have a city or large organization and think about sustainability, long term is to think like agriculture. It means we put seeds in the ground, we grow trees, we eat from the fruits and give solutions is living from the fruits, and everybody should live from its own fruits raised and by him, and then the seeds goes back to the soil, to the next generation of people, education, of solutions, of cities, of technology and innovation. And we are an innovation company awarded and recognized by the Innovation Authority of Israel 8 times in binational projects. And what we do is smart management solutions for service organizations with infrastructure, intensive infrastructure. And this is exactly the definition of what is a city: a huge service organization with vast infrastructure. So give cities for smart cities, give campus for smart campuses of education, learning, training, or campuses of high-tech companies. RMS, road management system, BMS, bridge and tunnel management systems, railways and metros, all are service organization, different type of service with a huge infrastructure, all actually part of what we call smart city suite. Okay, and it goes on with water companies. The water company of Tel Aviv almost end-to-end manages our solutions. The Tel Aviv municipality also many years, and this is why City Zone doesn't work with us, because we are operational for 10 years already in Tel Aviv. In terms of goals, we deliver solutions and projects to the customers and never let go until they reach their goals. And when we talk about introducing technology, it's the change management. It's to take the management of the city when it's usually the first time doing such move, such transfer, and we bring them to their destination happy, winning and becoming references and good friends. So this is in 3 minutes the DNA. So we are operational since 2001, growing 2 digits every year, 65 experts, but in smart cities and smart organizations. It looks not too much, but we deploy and cooperate with thousands of technology experts in all the ICT companies in Israel, because they support companies like RAD, which is part of the RAD Binat. So Binat is a long-term partner, and others. As I said, we bring the smart software solutions and awarded and recognized globally. Lately, in the last few weeks, we summarized with what is called in Hebrew התאחדות התעשיינים, מגזר ההייטק. I try to translate it to high-tech sector in the industrial companies leaders association in Israel. We are going to have to set a forum which is of smart cities. We are involved in international cooperation projects, pilots from China through the West world in all the continents, with cooperation with other companies. In terms of services, we deliver all the services from strategic consulting, planning, design, development, integration, on the solutions that I mentioned before. And what we bring actually, on top of advantages, which I will not go through now, because it's a little bit technical, is, as I mentioned, smart city management solutions. We'll go into that, city infrastructure, energy, transportation and road infrastructure, housing and estate and elderly living. Companies like Amigur, we have a public living, public housing company that has 25,000 apartments and about 60 elderly living sites in Israel, and managed with our solutions. The Tel Aviv University dormitories with about 3,000 are managed with a solution. And the 5 smart cities constructed from start as smart cities by the Internal Affairs Ministry and by the DOD are managed by us together with Tel Aviv, part of Tel Aviv Water Company, Bat Yam, and others. So we are actually the leaders in Israel with smart city comprehensive system solution, leaders about 100% of the market in O&M, in operation and maintenance, smart management of the roads, highways, and metro and light train in Israel, water company, energy producers, and real estate and housing on top of industry. So what exactly, everybody's talking about smart cities, and to be more clear, it's to compare it to a smart entity that we all know, which is the human body. If we look on a city as a live entity and compare it, we will identify that there are sensors, vis-a-vis sensors to look, to see, like cameras. The cameras also identify events. We have many sensors in the city. The data and the signals absorbed by the sensors are communicated through the body by nerve systems, which start from small nerves to backbone nerves and system. Same with IT networks. A lot and different and variety of IoT and LAN and WAN and fiber and microwave. It is all network system. If we have those two, if we have sensors and we have the backbone or the network, is the city smart? The answer is no, because if you don't have the brain and the brain operating and the heart, you are like a vegetable, like a dummy. And actually, and I think about it when a baby, again, if we compare it to a human body, when a human is born, a baby, the senses are shut down. Okay? What is operating and starting to learn is the brain, and the brain is central brain. Many cities, all of us, in Tel Aviv, in Israel, in Chile, probably you have dozens of systems that are managing dozens of different elements and aspects, and they are not connected. So in such way, you cannot ever reach the full potential of your city, the city management, the city effectiveness, the city decision-making, the transparency, the ability to make smart decisions, the ability to be flexible, to move immediately from events to decisions, because those systems, even if they are integrated, they're not one. What we do, we bring a full system solution. And when you start a city, when you start a new neighborhood, you can start with this brain. It's very low cost, very rapid act to start with. And then you can connect and grow your network, your sensors, your decisions, your users, your community. But if you raise a city without having the digital brain, you will start wrong, and you will start not as efficient as you can be and effective when you have a digital brain that supports and empowers all the city staff, from the mayor and the CEO to the lowest technician or worker of the municipality. They are all members and users in the system, and they are all empowered by the digital processes, digital data, digital decisions, etc. So from construction to operation over tens of years and hundreds of years, and we have contracts, almost every contract with new city or new town or a new neighborhood and transportation are contracts of 25, 30 years for operation and maintenance. So it's about being smart, lean, and low risk. Almost no one is talking about being a low risk organization or low risk city to the managers, to the population, to the workers, to the traffic, etc. Minimize total cost of ownership, optimization of budgets. There is always lack of budgets in order to run the city. So to optimize everything, every process by doing this element. Sharing data, you have engineers and maintenance and logistics and operation and economic and education, sharing the data and have mutual decisions, mutual processes, all for the best public service. Trillions in city like Tel Aviv, hundreds of billions and maybe trillions is the worth of the infrastructure and land and everything that it is in it. You want to reach best return on investment. If something has to and is planned to work for 20 years, make sure it works at least 20 years and maybe 25 years if it's maintained, monitored, taken care of, operated properly and safely. So we can, with the investment, many times reach more than the life expectancy that is. Exactly as we succeed to do with people, and we in Israel have one of the highest life expectancies of the people because the medical treatment and the health system is good. So we are actually a company that is bringing this message to the health and security and safety and efficiency of the infrastructure that we all use to live in. Okay, so those are the values, but be more specific. What makes a city smart or a system smart is to have, of course, smart managers, and to have, but also without a smart platform of management, you cannot today run a modern city in the best way. Why? Because you want decisions to be based on data and rules, and you want to introduce rules more and more and to add them. So to get more and more proactive, more and more automatic, more and more smart with the decisions. To use any single data item, to introduce it once and use it everywhere and every time it's needed. To share the data to everything and everyone and every system that is taking use of that. To be able to improve the processes and rules unstoppable. And this is the main difference from just hard-coded software to our systems. To integrate processes and verticals like operations, economic engineering, etc., integrated with BI, integrated with BIM, three-dimensional management, with CAD, with engineering, integration over the life cycle. Not to say, okay, I construct in one system, and then I maintain, and then I operate, etc., and it's not connected. Things must be managed with a look on the life cycle, exactly how, again, I compare it to humans, the humans are managing their life cycle. Enablement of management procedure. A live organization is changing and adopting. And if the systems, if the IT and technology is not adopting in the same time, it is a barrier and obstacle and not support and not enabler. And this is one of the differences that was acknowledged, that because of the flexibility and because of the platform and the way that we work, it supports in a timely manner the changes. And we are enablers for, and there are a lot of examples, I will not get into it. So for example, we need resources in the city and we need just-in-time conflict resolution. We need cutting-edge flexibility, rule-based system, material requirements for all the services, and proactive alerts to know if we are standing in the SLA, what we have to do, what is not standing in time, not standing in safety, and not just looking at it after it passed, but ahead to get the alerts in a preventive way. Just-in-time planning of requests, internal of city events, for example, automatic allocation and release of assets and resources, etc. And ability, of course, to integrate technologies, the advanced technologies, and use them. And then what we get is just-in-time. Just-in-time is used for manufacturing, but we are the first in the world to introduce just-in-time operations, asset management, structure health monitoring over the customers. So if we want a city to be with a beating heart, alive and evolving, it's to integrate in one system all the domains, all the disciplines, all the data, all the knowledge, and it looks like this. 60 different modules from all the cities, starting from operation fleet and sustainability and central call center and education and warranty management and food and beverage management and city services with mobile devices and just-in-time operations and city portal and public libraries and tenants and portals for them, city public events, the planning, budgeting, logistics, billing. Think about that you keep the knowledge in a digital way and then just activate it from year to year, and you summarize and make a debriefing and improve it, and next year you can immediately activate it, and then everybody receives in its inbox what he has to do, when he has to do it, what budget, what sequence of activities, and everyone that manages any event can see who has done it, who has performed what, when, where, who is going to be late, etc. Another 30 modules, so it's about 60. So budget control, water and sewer, parking, central distribution, quality, shore and beaches if you have it, hospitals, etc. What you see here is activated in, as I mentioned, operational since 2015, in several smart cities in Israel. We are now the 5th generation because it evolves all the time, and it's ready to be launched in any city. Of course, existing cities do not start with all the modules at once. They start with a platform, with a basic platform, and then activating modules. In Tel Aviv, the traffic is managed and operated all over our system. The water company, which is like in other cities or outside of Israel, it's part of the municipality, and it also was part of the municipality in Tel Aviv. The water organization runs with dozens of those modules activated several years already. Give Campus is about education. You have high schools, you have colleges, universities, or training, and it manages the entities, everything that is in one system to be highly efficient, highly monitored, managed, and with the ability to utilize the resources and the assets in the highest level possible. In Israel, the campuses of the military, the IDF, and campuses of Prime Minister and of Police Academy are run with this system. Give a state, as I mentioned, the elderly living, the elderly support living, or real estate rental, either malls, apartments, or other industrial or commercial zones can be managed with this module. Intelligent monitoring, we are integrating with a variety of systems like RAD. RAD was talking about the end, getting to the end, and from sensors to IoT, SCADA, communication, etc. We integrate with such system in order to make a whole body, not just to have the brain, but to give a full solution for. So we have a lot of integration and with no obstacles, we can integrate to any existing SCADA, IoT, or a organizational system. As I mentioned, we manage the roads and tunnels and bridges with a turnkey solution, proved 6th generation already, with dozens of customers all over Israel and outside, also in China. cities like Shanghai, Guangzhou, Ningbo. We did operational pilots and projects. It manages everything. It's more technical, more engineering, but from the pavement to what is called the road or the street furniture, to control center of the traffic, tunnel management, and bridge management, integrated to a variety of sensors and input data from different systems. And as I mentioned, if everybody in Israel knows road number 6, the Carmel tunnels, road 431, Tel Aviv Metro, and the Jerusalem Metro, and many more. So that's it. I finish here. My contact details, our contact details. We will be very happy to cooperate, to share knowledge, and to do mutual projects with you guys from Chile and Lagos. So I hope if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Muchísimas gracias, Meir. Vamos a realizar y vamos a tener un espacio para responder cualquier pregunta. Al finalizar las exposiciones vamos a crear salas de grupos pequeños en donde van a estar ustedes asignados a cada sala y todos los emprendedores van a poder acercarse y ahí responder todas las preguntas. Así es que ahí Vale, no sé si le quieres traducir a Meir.
All questions.
I apologize, I don't understand Spanish, so if you can translate, please.
Yes, so Meir, all questions will be answered and asked during the networking session afterwards, in a few minutes. Okay? No, thank you, Meir, for your presentation.
Yes. Bueno, ahora sí podemos continuar con la siguiente presentación de Rad, si está por ahí Bjorn.
Bjorn from Rad.
Okay, let's see now. Let's see if the voice is better.
Yes,
so.
It is better.
I did a reboot and everything. Maybe also the video might be disturbed, so I will put on the video and then see if it works. And then if it doesn't work, I take off the video. So let's see, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Confirm. Okay, good. And tell me if the voice gets bad again. I will turn off the video. I will not repeat the introduction of RAD. I think we all got it. So I will go straight to our solution and some use cases. As I said, starting to say, for us in RAD, our main verticals we are working on is many sectors in IoT, and just to list them up: power utilities, oil and gas industry, working with water utilities, connected industry, health use cases, and then the smart city use cases. I listed the areas where we are working on, and I will give a couple of examples later. But we have examples like the smart light poles and bus monitoring and info boards.
We cannot hear you, Bjorn.
Okay, so
we are not able to hear you at all.
Not at all. Okay. Let me see. I turn off the video. And is it better now? Is the voice better now?
Maeve, Shiri, do you hear well in English? Actually, I think that might be the microphone.
Bjorn,
Can you hear my voice properly?
it's slightly better. It's slightly better, but I don't know if this microphone is a good idea for. Just try to keep it on. It just it's not, the voice is not clear, so this is the problem. But I understand this is what we have now, so let's keep it on.
Okay. So I will try to be very close to the microphone, but it seems like I have an issue with the Zoom, maybe.
No, the closer you put it to your mouth, the harder to.
Okay. So maybe longer distance. Okay, so is the voice still not good?
Now it's a little bit better.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. Maybe I think distance.
Oh, no, Bjorn, I think your microphone is not working now.
It's not working.
Or, yeah, your voice sounds very broken.
Yeah.
We can hardly hear you. And also, because of that, the translation is not working very well.
Okay.
Valentina, may I have an idea? Maybe we'll keep Bjorn to the end of the presentations. Bjorn, if you can make it either by a different mic or without the microphone at all, just through the embedded microphone from the laptop, that's probably be better. Okay. So whatever other device you can find. And in the meantime, I suggest to go on with the other two companies, so Bjorn will have more time to find a solution.
Okay.
Of course, yes. Thank you very much, Shiri. Okay, so we are ahead of time, so I don't know if we have Nadav. Yes, we do. Nadav from Tupaya. Hi.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Nadav. So Rad is having a little bit of technical issues, so we were wondering if you could present earlier, if that's okay with you. Sure.
Thank you, Nadav.
You're muted, Nadav.
Okay, sorry. One second, and I'm sharing my slides. So, hello everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. Okay, so my name is Nadav, and I'm from Tupaya. And what we're doing, as is written, is precise positioning, and we'll talk about how GPS and GNSS are in our modern lives, more than you can even think about, and how we can assist that in the relevant use cases for the urban environment and the smart cities. So a little bit about our background. So we came with a very strong background from academia in the industry, many years in telecommunication in the automotive industry. And actually, if you think about GPS or GNSS as the generic term for satellite-based navigation, it's in our daily lives, right? It's from our watch to our smartphone to the e-scooter that we use, our vehicle. So actually, almost any kind of device that you can think about today has obviously connectivity, it's a must, and GNSS capabilities, navigation capabilities. And many of the use cases that you see here require a very precise positioning, centimeter level even sometimes, to enable this kind of use case from automotive, for example, semi and fully autonomous vehicles, drones that are becoming more and more available and utilized in numerous use cases, the e-bikes and the e-scooters that are around the city, delivery robots, mobile applications like Uber and Lyft and others, and sometimes also the municipality application, construction, obviously, and smart cities in general, like intelligent transportation system and geospatial information collection. So all of these has GPS and require better positioning, performance. And when we look at GNSS technology, GNSS GPS, as you're probably familiar, especially in urban areas, it's not accurate enough, right? In good condition, you can reach 2, 3 to 5 meters, and in deep urban areas, high skyscrapers, it will become even worse, like tens of meters of inaccuracies. And this is just a few examples from Tel Aviv, from the numerous tests that we are conducting on a daily basis. You can see here, for example, this is a driving car, and it has meters of error once it goes in between the buildings. This is a smartphone example where we walked on the sidewalk, but actually the device showed that we are walking in the middle of the street, right, in the middle of the road. So this is very difficult to reach high accuracies and enable such a precise positioning for these numerous use cases, mobile devices, vehicles, robots, etc. So what we bring to the table is a new paradigm in the domain of GNSS, in the ecosystem of GNSS. We are a software company, and we enable our software and our service to be supported by numerous devices, from IoT to automotive and drones to mobile devices like Android devices. We leverage the cloud, so everything is done at the cloud, everything is managed by the cloud, the computation, the sophisticated algorithms are in the cloud. We rely on static network of GNSS receivers. So these are deployed, think about a city like Tel Aviv or any other modern city. Some of the equipment that are deployed in the city is already with the GNSS capabilities, from small cells to roadside unit and smart infrastructure, smart traffic light, information kiosk, a charging station, etc. All of these are connected equipment, mostly with GNSS capabilities, and we leverage them via software and collect GNSS data to our cloud, analyze it continuously and constantly. And once a device is connected to our service, again, via software, application, SDK, it sends the GNSS data to our cloud. The cloud fuses together the entire information that is collected from the sensors, as well as the real-time data that is received from the users and the sensors, and calculate in a very precise and robust manner, much more than the device itself can conduct, the positioning. And then it either sends it back to the device or to a command and control center in some of the applications and use cases that might be of an interest to municipalities. So in overall, this is a new paradigm and a new transformation of the ecosystem to enable centimeter level positioning for a very wide range of devices and applications. This is one example of a driving vehicle. This is our system in real time, driving vehicle in Tel Aviv next to our office. You can see different buildings, vegetation, trees, and we are reaching here, as I mentioned, centimeter level precise positioning in real time. So think about tracking, again, if we're talking about smart city, think about tracking the entire fleet of the municipality, first responders, vehicles, etc. With a very high accuracy. This is obviously can relate to robotaxi, with the semi-autonomous and fully autonomous era, as well as delivery robots, etc. This is another example of an Android device. So think about almost any location-based service application, Uber, Lyft, Bird, Lime, all these applications that relates to positioning, as well as the municipality application that is used by people within the city. So the red line is the Android navigating as it is today. You can see meters of inaccuracies. You can see also how jumpy it is, even when we are static. The green line is the same Android device connected to our system, and the blue line is the actual walk, the ground truth. And here we are reaching decimeter level accuracy, so 10 to 20 centimeter accuracy with an off-the-shelf Android device with just an app, just an application. So again, going into the mobile domain, the applications and the use cases are, I won't say infinite, but lots of use cases that are relevant for the urban environment. So if we think about how this kind of system can be incorporated in a smart city use case, right? So there are two ways to look at it, right? One is a way for the city to provide a service to other customers, not internally, to the municipality itself. So this kind of a deployment of a service within the urban area can serve third parties, other companies, or other entities that operate within the city, like the micromobility industry, drones, transportation, if it's semi-fully autonomous, the robotaxi, or even buses and trams, etc., robots, infrastructure, anything that relates to V2X, vehicle to anything, V2V, V2I, counts on the positioning of the moving entity, if it's a vehicle or a motorcycle or even a pedestrian. So this is an additional layer, enhancement layer for anything that is around smart infrastructure, intelligent transportation system, V2V, V2X. Constructions, and I can assume we can think about more use cases. The other hand is providing internal services to the municipality itself. So this can be first responders or security vehicles that constantly are driving within the city. This can be sensors and IoT devices that the municipality deploy and require better positioning as part of data collection, and mapping and surveying applications. So this is one of the things that we are in discussions with the Tel Aviv municipality, for example, replacing the need for surveyors, professional surveyors for all the things that the municipality does, for example, surveying of trees and signs, traffic lights, and all those various things that require sending someone and actually measuring a certain asset location. This can also be geospatial data collection. So one of the other aspects is how we can assist the municipality to collect precise geospatial data to enhance capabilities at the municipalities for design and planning. And one of the things that is of most interest for example, for the municipalities we talked about is the height of the city, this can enable them to better plan sewage and drain. So think about putting a smart tracker on all the fleet of the municipality, collecting all this data through our cloud, and then you have a very precise mapping of the contour, of the height, and roads of the city. So there are many use cases, there are many applications that can be built on top of this precise positioning layer, and the external-internal use case is kind of a rough division between all of these use cases. Specifically for smart cities, we are involved in several pilots. We just completed a pilot with a large Israeli cellular operator in the 5G network. So we were actually deployed as part of the 5G network. We have a pilot in the construction domain where a construction company is utilizing our precise positioning capability for Android devices to better manage and inspect the construction site in real time without the need to wait for professional surveyors, which are obviously costly and slow in some of the cases. So this can definitely be also relevant for anything that is going in the municipality. We're part of City Zone, where we, as I mentioned, collaborate with the Tel Aviv municipality. And due to regulation, there is an increased need in e-bike and e-scooters, the micromobility industry, to have better tracking of their assets, the scooters, mainly for parking, which is one of the, I would say, heavy regulations currently, but also in terms of tracking the driving behavior and where people are driving to ensure the safety of the driver as well as the other pedestrians in the city. And that's it for me. Any questions?
Thank you, Nadav, for your presentation. So all questions can be asked later in the networking session that we're going to have in a few minutes. Para todos los que tengan preguntas, les pedimos por favor que las anoten y después las pueden realizar en las sesiones de networking. ¿Sí? Perfecto, gracias.
Gracias, Vale. Sí, también iba a recordar de eso. No se preocupen que vamos a crear salas con cada representante y ustedes van a poder ir entrando a la que ustedes quieran y hacer las preguntas correspondientes, ¿ya? También tenemos ahí, pueden activar subtítulos, así es que se van a poder comunicar sin problema. Hablábamos por interno con Vale y me contaba que Björn ya está ok con su micrófono. Así que, Björn, la paciencia igual, bueno, y a todos acá, pero él nos ha preparado.
Yeah. I got the third chance. Can you hear me now?
Wow, yeah, amazing.
It's a different world now.
Yeah, I managed to find the root cause, change the microphone. So okay, good. So
now we can talk smart city.
Yeah, so let's see what I can tell about smart cities and so on. So I started to tell about that we are working in many verticals today. So smart city is one of them, but I just want to give you an overview of other sectors that we are working on. So we are working also with power utilities to help them to build the power grid and to communicate there. We are working also with oil and gas sector, so we can, help them to find oil and pump up oil and gas and monitor that. And also water utilities to help them monitor the water flow. And then we have connected industry, the health to actually help to monitor hospitals and so on. And then we have the safe city, and there we have several use cases that we are working with. So smart light poles is one example, and smart bus lines and monitor the bus stops and so on, info boards, and air quality monitoring. We also have a project, so many projects there, and agriculture, and remote building monitoring, and the transportation. So we are all over in many places helping to build solutions. Of course, today we are focusing on smart city, and I will give some examples later what we are doing there. So this is a little technical, but just to give you a view of what we are doing. When you build such a IoT solution for any of these sectors, it's the same components are appearing in the solution. So typically, you will have some sensors that we are talking to and monitoring, the air quality or monitoring the temperature or device. This is one of the things. And then we have something called RTUs and PLCs, so intelligent logic controllers that we talk to. And then you have sensors, door sensors, window sensors for safety, and IP camera and so on. So there is many things out there that you are connecting to. Then you have gateways, and here is a RAD focusing on. So we are providing the gateways that is talking to the different sensors. We take care of the data, getting it into our gateway. And then we have also intelligence and say edge computing that we can manipulate with the data. And then we are transporting this data back to the backend system, our typical access network. And that can be, if you have fiber, it's very good. It will be easy. If you have cellular connection, we are connecting to different media there, LTE or 5G or private LTE. And then you have the backend systems that take care of the data and manipulate with them, do artificial intelligence, analyzing them, presenting them, and make them useful for the different verticals. So these are the different elements in building a solution. We are typically not providing sensors and backend systems. We are enabling the data to pass from the different entities, transporting back to the systems, and then you have our other partners that is giving the value, providing the backend systems. So we are here in this area. Now, we have been recognized in the industry worldwide that we have a very flexible system that provide the right values, and we can use our gateway to build all kind of different solutions. That's why we are in all the different markets. I will not go into the details there, but here is an explanation a little about the flexibility that we have in our gateway. So if you look at different use cases here, we can connect CCTV cameras, for example, over our interface. We can then handle this video recording and do some intelligence on it. For example, focus, analyze some of the things that is monitored and give an alert back to the center if it's some movements and so on, so motion detection and so on. This we can do with our container system, or we have a security monitoring on top of the traffic, so we can monitor different if there is any attacks or any illegal devices that is connected to the network. We have interfaces like wireless low power radio, so we can communicate with different wireless sensors out there. It make it more easy to implement different sensors in different places without wires and only use batteries. Or we can connect to different devices that need direct connectivity, like using the serial ports. This is, you know, the things that happening behind the big scene, and you need someone to actually handle the physical connection and the wireless connection and transport it. So we are in this area here. If we go then further and see where we are using our gateway. So here is, for example, a project we have in Colombia, where we are then actually helping in one way the power utility company to monitor their reclosers, to keep the power distribution safe. But same time, we also use our gateway to monitor the bus lines and the bus stops, monitor the safety there, and also giving information to the people waiting about the schedules and so on. So this is an example where we actually combine a solution for the power utility company and the safe city. Another example where we are using our gateway is to monitor the water solutions. So here we are using the gateway to monitor pressure in the pipes. We are monitoring the purification system, all the water pumps in the distribution of the water, and so on. So the gateway is then connected to these devices, have some sensors there, and we are transporting the data back to the central monitoring center. So this is another use case. I will continue. Here is another example where we are working together with a light pole company, where they have a smart pole where you can connect different equipment on it. So you can actually order a piece of the pole with a certain device. It can be a camera, it can be a speaker, it can be a microphone. So you can have an alarm if you have any incidents, and you can then also connect a weather sensor, temperature, pollution sensor to this pole. And we are then located here in the pole. You can see here a picture of it where you install it. And then we are transporting the data back to either a control center for the city or to other services, and it could be also the police, 911, or other entities in the city. So this is a kind of a project that we are working on worldwide. It's not only in Israel. We are operating in all countries all over the world, so we have projects everywhere. Another example, and this is a more funny example, where we are actually helping Miele. This is a project in Europe, but also in Australia, where Miele is having laundry shops where our gateway called SecFlow is monitoring all the washing machines and then alerting Miele if there is any problem with the washing machines, but also same time give the users possibility to actually read the status of the washing and when it is ready to be collected and so on. So here is a quite nice, funny use case. And another thing with this use case is that we also have a special eSIM where you can then easily deploy this in every country in Europe using, SIM that can work with all mobile providers. So this is a very nice use case. This is a project where we are using our SecFlow to monitor the camera. We saw use cases here before, where we then actually are the unit that is communicating with the cameras and provides secure communication back to the center where the monitoring center is. And then we are using, in this example, 5G communication to send the data back in a secure way. You can also, of course, via our SecFlow, control the cameras and tilt them, zoom them, and actually operate both ways traffic. Let's move to another use case. So here is a use case where we This is actually in South Africa, where we are having several use cases in the same pole. So one is to monitor, put cameras to monitor the traffic around, what is happening. Another thing we do here is that we are actually having a LoRa radio there, where customers can connect LoRa sensors into this gateway and transport any sensor data back to their operational center. On top of that, our gateway then also provide Wi-Fi service to the surrounding. So you have a kind of distributed Wi-Fi networks in this area. So we are actually providing 3 different services on the gateway. So what you see is that we are kind of the transport device that enable all these use cases to actually work end to end. And that is concluding the different use cases we are working on, and where we are fitting into the whole, say, city, building the city solutions. So some we are actually doing the plumbing, where other providers here is building the full solution end to end on top of it. Okay, so that's for me.
Muchísimas gracias, Björn. Vimos ahí uno de los casos aplicados que nos mostró Björn a una lavandería. Justo tenemos también en el grupo uno de los emprendedores que también es de lavandería, así que me imagino que podrán conectar en la sesión de networking que vamos a tener. Ya nos queda el último exponente, así es que le doy el paso a ITC, si está por ahí.
Hola, sí, yo voy a...
Debbie. Nice to meet you, Debbie.
Bueno, yo soy de Chile, así que...
Debbie, qué bien.
Quería escuchar una chilena entre medio. Así descansamos un poco.
Así que yo voy a hacer la presentación en español, pero por lo general estoy acostumbrada a hacerla en inglés, así que espero que no se me salga nada de Spanglish. No me hagan bullying, por favor. Necesito poder compartir pantalla. Creo que ahí está. ¿Ahí ven mi pantalla?
Sí, muy bien.
Perfecto. Perfecto. Bueno, yo me llamo Debbie, yo soy de ITC, es Intelligent Traffic Control. Lo que nosotros hacemos es producir un software basado en inteligencia artificial para el análisis y el manejamiento como inteligente del tráfico. Una de las grandes ventajas que tiene nuestro producto es la flexibilidad que tiene, ya que al ser software only es adaptable. ¿Sí?
Disculpa,
¿Sí?
no sé si hacer eso solo yo, pero todavía me sale cargando la presentación,
sí, a mí
o sea, no la
también.
podemos ver. Sí.
A ver.
Si quieres,
pantalla compartida.
Ajá.
Sí. ¿Vemos
Dice su función, me dice su función de compartir la pantalla está en pausa.
Si quieres, sales
de nuevo.
y eso, vuelves a compartir.
A ver. Ahí.
Vemos una pantalla en blanco. De nuevo dice cargando.
Ahora sí.
Ahí está.
Ahora sí.
La veo, ¿sí?
Perfecto. Bueno, como les decía, el software está basado en inteligencia artificial para el análisis y el manejamiento inteligente del tráfico. Y la gracia que tiene es que al ser software only, es muy flexible. Puede ser adaptado a cualquier tipo de ciudad, grande, chica, ya la cantidad de calles que tenga, 3, 4, es muy flexible y también lo hace, ahora vamos a ver, también lo hace más económico. Nosotros trabajamos con diferentes tipos de ciudades actualmente, trabajamos con varias ciudades en Israel, tenemos proyectos en Australia, tenemos proyectos ahora uno en España, hemos trabajado en Brasil, Estados Unidos, Estamos como en un momento de expansión con diferentes pilotos. Y bueno, no quiero como estancarme tanto en lo que es el tráfico, porque todos conocemos las desventajas del tráfico, que nos quita mucho tiempo, las emisiones de CO2, el costo de tener que, cuando hay mucho tráfico en una autopista hay que agrandarlo. Pero acá la cosa es, para poder solucionarlo, hay que saber los datos, hay que tener en cuenta qué es lo que lo provoca. Entonces, o más que qué es lo que lo provoca, hay que saber los datos para poder eliminar un poco el tráfico en esa zona. Y hoy en día hay diferentes tipos de soluciones que son bastante parecidas, pero tienen algunas cosas en común. Los induction loops, por ejemplo, son unos detectores que se ponen abajo del asfalto que detectan cada vez que van pasando vehículos. Ahora, el problema de esto es que es complejo de instalar, es costoso y tiene funcionalidades limitadas. Y tampoco detecta al 100%, no tiene la función de detectar si es un auto, un camión, o por ejemplo, tal vez eso por el peso se pueda, pero entre un camión y un un bus público no tiene muchas, la funcionalidad de diferenciarla no es muy alta. También tenemos los lidars, son similares, pero como las desventajas son similares, la diferencia es que en vez de estar abajo del asfalto, son detectores en radar que son a través de una cámara. Y las desventajas son muy parecidas, es complejo, es costoso y tiene funcionalidades limitadas. Al final, las soluciones que existen hoy en día tienen una de las cosas en común, que es que se necesita un hardware específico. Y esa es una de las ventajas que nosotros tenemos, que es a través de un software. Las limitaciones que hay hoy en día, no es escalable, es costoso, es limitado, no es exacto. La exactitud es algo muy importante porque para poder tener una solución necesitamos tener la mayor cantidad de data posible. Y no está basado al no estar basado en data, no data driven, es como que al no estar basado en una data real, las soluciones no son muy precisas. Así que lo que tenemos en ITC es una solución que incluye 3 servicios. Uno puede pedir uno, o se pueden pedir los 3. Vamos a ir viendo uno por uno. Esto es cómo funciona en línea del tiempo. Nosotros primero instalamos el sistema en la infraestructura ya instalada, en las cámaras de la municipalidad que ya fueron instaladas previamente por la municipalidad misma. Luego de instalar el sistema, nosotros empezamos a recolectar data antes de tener la funcionalidad. Y por último, instalamos el primer servicio, que es Traffic Analytics. Luego de haber recolectado suficientes datos, nosotros tenemos un dashboard en donde desplegamos todos esos datos con diferentes gráficos para poder entenderlo, para poder entender la data. Y después de eso, el usuario puede decidir si quiere instalar los otros 2 servicios que vendrían siendo Traffic Prediction y Traffic Management. Y ahora vamos a ver detalladamente uno por uno. Ahí está. Bueno, en Traffic Analytics nosotros tenemos 2 principales servicios. El primero es Real Time Information, que vendría siendo lo que está pasando en tiempo real. Uno puede acceder a widgets como estos, que es el Cell Grid Map, donde uno está viendo como más gráficamente lo que está pasando en el minuto. También uno tiene acceso a las cámaras en tiempo real y a la información como, por ejemplo, de la última hora. ¿Qué tantos autos han habido en la última hora? ¿Qué tantos camiones? Tenemos autos, camiones, transporte público, bicicletas, motos y pedestrians, peatones. Esas son una de nuestras cualidades, poder diferenciar la mayor cantidad de vehículos. Y también tenemos el historical data, que es desde el momento en que se instaló el servicio, poder acceder a toda la data anterior y poder analizarla. Por ejemplo, aquí se puede ver un ejemplo en una de las municipalidades, o sea, en una de las intersecciones en Tel Aviv. Y acá uno puede ver, después de un tiempo, que hay algunos días en los que las líneas siempre van a estar más abajo, mucha menor cantidad. Y si uno se mete a la data, uno puede decir, wow, así funciona el tráfico los fines de semana versus un día de la semana normal. Y uno puede filtrar la información según eso, para poder analizarlo mejor y tomar decisiones al respecto. Luego, la función de prediction, la idea es que utiliza los patrones que ya detectamos anteriormente con la data que está de ahora, como que está ocurriendo ahora mismo, la cantidad de vehículos que se encuentran, para predecir lo que puede llegar a pasar en 15 a 10 minutos y luego poder compararlo con la realidad, como lo que se predijo versus lo que en realidad pasó. Y por último, el traffic management. En el traffic management, la idea es que uno pueda controlar el tráfico según lo que está pasando ahora mismo. O sea, se tiene la habilidad de que si las cámaras están detectando que hay mucho tráfico viniendo desde cierta dirección, tener la habilidad de poder manipular las luces del tráfico en base a eso. De esa manera uno puede no predecir, pero como evitar que suceda el tráfico en vez de esperar hasta que suceda y después cambiar el plan del tráfico mismo. Y eso por ahora.
Muchísimas gracias, Debbie, por tu presentación. Bueno, ahora sí, ya, y Vale, si está por ahí, me confirma, ¿cierto? Ya presentamos a todas las empresas israelíes, así que tenemos todo el ecosistema ok. Y no sé si les parece, teníamos programado un break de 15 minutos, pero me parece que con 5 minutos que nos dé para quizás ir por un café, a buscar un vasito de agua, estamos ok. Y al regreso vamos a hacer salas individuales donde cada sala va a estar con el nombre y la va a liderar el representante de la empresa israelí y el resto puede ir circulando como guste en las distintas salas para ir haciendo networking, preguntas, presentar su empresa, responder dudas, consultas. Así es que si quieren hacemos estos 5 minutos de break y regresamos ya con las salas para los networking listas. No sé si alguien tiene alguna consulta, yo me voy a quedar por acá.
Perfecto. So for all the companies, we're going to do a 5-minute break. And then we are ahead of schedule actually. So we're going to do a 5-minute break and then come back for the networking sessions and sending everybody to their breakout rooms. Okay?
Parece que estamos ok.
Bueno, nos vemos en 5 entonces.
Sí.
Ya, Paulita, armemos la...
10:20, 10:25. Así es que por mientras yo las voy a estar armando, así cuando volvemos.
Corto tu break. Pero bueno, vamos.
Ok, ya vamos regresando. Si quieren me confirman por el chat si ya están de regreso. ¿Hay alguien ahí por regreso? Bueno, ahí vi a Eric, ya de regreso. Si nos confirman por el chat o encienden su cámara, si ya están todos ahí de regreso para conectar. Tenemos las salas creadas. Ahí está Matías también. Alexandra.
Hi guys, welcome back. Meir, Nadav.
Quizás si les escribimos por interno, ¿vale?
Perfecto.
Solo para confirmar que estén de vuelta y ya tengo las salas listas, así es que apenas confirmemos que estén ahí, vamos a abrir las salas, van a haber 4 salas, cada sala tiene el nombre de la empresa, tenemos a Give Solution, Tupaya, RAD y ITC, así es que cada uno va a tener la libertad de poder ir a visitar la sala que le acomode, de hacer unas preguntas, de presentarse, de poder interactuar. Así es que va a estar a libre disposición a donde ustedes se quieran ir moviendo. Recuerden que siempre pueden activar abajo el subtítulo. Esa es una opción que cada uno puede activar y configurar, ¿ya? Así es que parece que ahí ya estamos regresando de, por lo menos, Nadab de Tupaya. Is okay. Voy a confirmar que tengamos también ya a los otros exponentes.
Les pido a todos, por favor, si nos pueden dar unos minutos, como estamos adelantados vamos adelantados en la agenda, estamos coordinando para que lleguen antes los representantes de las empresas.
Paula, tal vez por mientras, no sé si ya están las salas Zoom,
¿Ya están listas?
que a lo mejor los empresarios, por si tienen dudas, se empiecen a instalar en las salas y así ya es más fácil cuando lleguen
De todas maneras, además
Israel
tenemos,
se van acomodando.
de todas maneras, además tenemos aquí conectado a Nadab de Tupaya y también a Mir de Keep Solution. Así que voy a abrir las salas y pueden entrar libremente. La idea obviamente es que cada representante ingrese directamente a su sala. Ahí va. Les debería salir una pantalla donde ustedes se pueden unir.
Hi, Stas.
Hey,
Stas, sorry, you are from RAD, right?
ITC.
Oh, sorry, ITC. Wait, I'm putting your... Thank you.
Yo lo puedo asignar desde acá, ¿vale?
Súper.
Lo estoy buscando al tiro y lo asigno acá. ITC, listo. El resto puede ir moviéndose para no designarle automáticamente una sala. Yo veo que de a poco, por lo menos Alexandra ya ingresó, Katia, Matías. Está ya el representante de ITC, así es que también pueden sumarse a esa sala.
Estamos esperando al de RAD que ya se está conectando.
No, por mientras los que quedan por acá, les voy a ir invitando a...
Paula,
acá está bien. ¿Sí?
quería apoyar para la parte de traducción.
Sí, Eric,
Si
mira,
es que es necesario o no.
mira, ingresa a la sala que tú quieras.
¿Ya?
Está activada la opción de subtítulo, pero felices si nos puedes apoyar si se requiere ahí en la conversación.
Ah, ya.
Y así que ingresa tú directamente a la empresa que tú quieras y yo igual me voy a ir paseando por todas como para ir chequeando que esté todo bien.
Ya, genial. Vale, gracias.
Gracias a ti.
Paula, Bjorn ya está en su sala.
Bjorn.
Sí, ya está allá.
Sí, perfecto.
Sí.
Perfecto. Ahí de a poco vamos viendo.
לא, כמעט לא. אוהבת? כן, נראה לי ש...
Lucio, te veo ahí en pantalla. No sé si quieres irte a alguna sala donde están los representantes de las empresas o tienes duda de cómo hacerlo para ayudarte. A ver, aquí alguien. Alejandra, ahí veo que me está escribiendo. ¿A qué sala te gustaría irte? Te puedo enviar la invitación desde acá. Si me comentas, te envío la invitación desde acá.
Hola Paula, gracias. A la de Tupaya.
Oh, perfecto. Te envío el título
Gracias.
y ahí te debería salir.
Ahí está, gracias.
Tenemos acá en la principal a Andrea, a Raúl, Lorena, Gabriel, la Patricia. Demuestra tu seña, Patricia. Tanto que querías mostrar tu solución, este es el momento. Los voy a ir invitando a una sala y de ahí ustedes se pueden ir cambiando.
Hola, Alexandra por acá.
Alexandra.
Estábamos en el chat de Tupaya.
¿Ya?
Bastante el proyecto, pero creo que el traductor no nos ayuda mucho. Él no nos entiende. Y nosotros no escuchamos lo que él nos quiere decir.
Ya, a ver, voy a estar en Tupaya. Voy a pedirle a Valentina, si me dan un segundo, que se vaya para la sala de ustedes, que los pueda ir ayudando con la traducción.
Sí, o a
Y
lo
de
mejor
todas
es
maneras,
un tema también del sistema, pero sí, a lo mejor Valentina se puede ir para allá y yo me quedo
sí,
aquí, Paula, mandando a los que están pendientes a la sala. Y así que anote nomás a la sala, yo me quedo acá.
ya, perfecto.
Muchísimas gracias.
No, a ti, Alexandra. O Dora, que también está acá.
Yo también estoy aquí tranquila, ya estoy conectando con la gente que está por sumarse a la sala.
Matías, andate a una salita para que puedas conversar.
¿Será que se salió porque Matías ya estaba en una
Lo que
sala?
pasa es que dicen que no se pueden ver el traductor en las salas. Tal vez mandar un mensaje, Paula, a todos, antes que se empiecen a venir, que lo estamos revisando. Yo no lo puedo mandar, si no lo mandaría.
Y ahí va la Vale a Tupaya y...
Dorita, ¿tú estás con una opción de escribir a las salas?
Yo tengo acá.
Para decirle que si tienen algún problema lo estamos revisando.
Ahí se los mandé.
Paula,
¿Vale?
esto se está transmitiendo por YouTube, por si acaso. Y lo otro es que en la breakout room de RAD hay una persona que no habla inglés.
Sí, voy para allá.
Ya, y yo me
Porque
voy a Tupaya.
sí, yo
Ok,
voy para
voy.
allá al tiro, para apoyar con el subtítulo.
Ok,
Voy.
me voy a Tupaya. Bye.